Hey Care2, it's Friday the 21st of November, and this is our Rant and Rave for the week. Once again, flying solo. Heather will be back soon, not to worry. So, it's kind of hard to talk about anything but the election and the economic crisis because that's been so all-consuming for months, and so hopefully these things aren't getting redundant because we do try and change up the topics, but the grand themes are the grand themes. Today's rave is the news that President-elect Obama raised over $500 million from 6.5 million donors during his campaign. And that the reason I'm raving about that is not pro-Obama or necessarily or anything like that. It's just that completely changes the political dynamic, and it shows the power of the internet to get individuals involved. Never before in history have that many Americans donated to any candidate. In fact, there might not be 6.5 million contributors, nationally, prior to this election. So it really speaks to the power of the internet, and shows what you can do when you leverage the internet to organize people. And do so effectively. And there's been a lot of already kind of review of why his campaign President-elect Obama's campaign was so powerful and so effective, and reached so many people. And the thing that I'm hearing people say very often is that it was because he applied classic organizing principles to the internet, rather than saying the internet is changing things. I'm going to use the internet and that's going to change everything. In terms of who's going to support me and all of that. What Obama did is say, all right, organizing principles say that you go out and you connect with people one at a time, and then get them to connect with people and so forth, and you ask people directly for their support. It's not just a shiny new whistle, a cool tool. It's organizing, and that's what Obama did. And by taking the tried and true organizing principles that worked for Gandhi and worked for Martin Luther King Jr. and have worked for so many others, Cesar Chavez, and then using the internet as a tool, which is what it is. It's not a strategy, and it's not a successful campaign in and of itself. It's a tool, and by using that tool effectively to expand on the reach of your organizing, that's what got Obama 6.5 million donors. And there's going to be a whole lot of people, organizations, and candidates trying to replicate that in the years to come, and we'll see how it goes. I'm sure that. This is only the beginning, although obviously President-elect Obama was in a uniquely powerful position to take advantage of this tool, in part because so many people that were so excited about him were younger people that were very familiar with social networks and the internet, and comfortable giving money online and so forth. So yeah, it's yet another angle on the history-making election that we've just been through. So now for today's rant. Obviously there's been so much news coverage of the U.S. auto industry, and it's on the ropes, and they're, GM and the others are saying, we could go out of business. This could be it. We could just go under. And obviously that would have terrible implications for the people employed directly and through suppliers and so forth of the industry. And I've heard figures of 1 million additional job losses, which with our economy and the state it's in, that would be most unwelcome and most painful. So obviously nobody wants that. But then you have people saying, hey, they've seen this coming for 20 years. They build inferior products, and they don't build products that are in demand right now, like fuel efficient vehicles. GM staked its all its bet on trucks and SUVs and minivans, and I think everybody expected gas prices to go up at some point, and for those cars to no longer be economical. So there's been just so much criticism about the mismanagement of the auto industry, and people saying, how on earth can we turn around and give these guys $25 billion And at the rate they're burning money, they might just be out of business in come April anyway. So it'll just be them going out of business and taking $25 billion taxpayer dollars with them. So it's a tough one, and I personally don't think that we can afford to just let the auto industry go under. And I think there's this is the Bush administration's kind of last attempt to be relevant by putting conditions on the money and where it would come from and all of that. And the Democrats are showing that even in a majority, they are unwilling to actually win. If they can avoid winning, they seem to be willing to avoid winning. So it's kind of sad all around. The administration, they're throwing billions of dollars at insurance companies, which aren't banks, but they're saying, oh, well, we can't give the same relief to manufacturers. So they're kind of making up the rules as they go along and picking and choosing the winners. And I think that's a mess. But you've got the Democrats in control of Congress that are, they can't decide what they want to do, and they can't agree among themselves, let alone get the administration to give even a little. So it's that they've been performing not so well either. And then to top it all off, you have the CEOs coming to testify in Congress this week, flying in on private jets. And most people that say that they're about to go bankrupt and need billions and billions of dollars from taxpayers in loans don't show up in private jets. I mean, what? Like that's crazy. Like, make some effort to act like you're going to do something with this money besides, get a paint job for your jet. I mean, I think the CEOs could have done their companies and themselves a great deal of benefit if they'd have showed up and said, we're each going to take a 50% pay cut. And so are all of our executives, to show that we're serious about putting the money where it's needed. But they didn't, and in the meantime, the clock's ticking. So hopefully people can arrive at a reasonable solution, and we will have a domestic auto industry a year from now, because I think having a manufacturing base is a pretty important thing for most countries. Anyway, we'll see. And so that's this Friday's Rant and Rave. Have a great weekend.